at 26 years old, and the guy says, the reason you're unhappy, Grant, is because your expectations are too high. If you would simply lower your expectations, how many of you heard this before? If you would lower your expectations, you would actually increase your happiness. And I'm like, so I need to think that I can do less in order to experience more happiness, okay? I'm like, I didn't buy that one. But I could have. I had a gentleman named Phil tell me at 45 years old, Grant, big is not better. Bigger is not better. Grant, I busted out because I got too big. So what I did was I started holding on to things. So first thing we got to do with your mental, man, is we got to get you thinking bigger, okay? The reason that guy, by the way, busted out, how many of you heard this before? Bigger's not better. Just throw it in the chat. Bigger's not better. Stay small, control it, manage it, keep your margins up, your profits up. Yeah, look how many people have heard that, okay? This guy busted out, not because he got too big, but because he didn't get bigger. Do you understand? He didn't scale. He didn't keep scaling. Okay, so number one, we got to fix this mental mindset. If you were brought up with scarcity thinking, small thinking, I was raised by a single mother. Okay, she was managing probably no more than 100 grand at any time. That's all she had to raise 5 kids. She was 48 years old. She had to manage 100 grand for the next, she died when she was 88, 40 years. How do you manage with no income? Zero. No income at all. Roofs are going to go bad. Cars are going to break. Tires are going to go flat. Siding's going to be fixed. Carpet's got to be replaced. Kids got to go to school. Tennis shoes. You name it, man. Kid's got to go to a treatment center because he's got a drug problem. Like that's life happening, and life costs money. I was never after money because I wanted to be wear a big watch. I wanted money so that I didn't have to worry about money. I was literally trying to get out of this trap. And part of what trapped me was this mental mindset, okay? Second thing we're going to be talking about is your marketing. Okay? If you're thinking small, why would you market to anyone? Oh, you'll get a Facebook page like I did. First Facebook page I got was a personal page. I wasn't even thinking big. I'm like, oh, they got a 5,000 cap on a personal Facebook page. I'm like, I'm going to get 5,000 people. 5,000 people cannot help you, folks. I mean, I'm telling you, you guys that are running with 2,000, I had no marketing, zero marketing 12 years ago. None, zero. No Instagram, no Facebook, no TikTok. I didn't know anything about any of this stuff. No YouTube channel, no Twitter, nothing. A handful of people on planet Earth out of 7 billion people, maybe 30 or 40 people. Okay, you want to write this down. The amount of money you make, and this will be established today with our guest. The amount of money you make in your life is directly proportional to the number of people that know you. The amount of money that you will produce in your lifetime is directly proportional. This is marketing. Who knows you? Not who do you know. You know more people than know you. And that's a problem. And I was always taught, hey, make sure you know everybody in the community. Make sure you know them, you know their name. No. Make sure they know you. Okay? And I didn't understand that until I was, what, Jared? When did we start blowing this thing up?
2014.
14?
Yeah.
So
I had started leaning.
I had no
into it,
social.
yeah.
So any of you out there like, I'm not using social, I can't get any followers, I can't get engagement. I'm going to show you exactly how to 10x. If you got 5,000, how to turn that into 50,000. If you got 50,000, how to turn it into 5 million. Today we probably have 2.3 million people on Instagram. Is that what it is? 4.3 million, sorry. Okay. I got a couple million followers, subscribers on YouTube. All started with zero, none. It's not because I'm Grant Cardone either, by the way. None of those people knew I was Grant Cardone. And nobody knows you right now. What do we got? TikTok. Million on Twitter, which has been very, very difficult to build my Twitter account because I was literally shadow banned. Okay, so the marketing. I'm not talking about ads here. I'm talking about, and it could be ads, right? But it's going to be very, very important going forward. If you're a masseuse, you're doing PT, you're a doctor, dentist, chiropractor, you guys that are dependent upon the health system and healthcare, man, you're doomed. Okay, because you don't know if they're going to pay you or not. You can only sell what the government will check the mark of. Okay, we'll pay you for that prescription. But the people that are really making money in the health business are people that are in the cash business because they market to people that have money, not broke people. Okay, that's the other thing that I was doing. I was marketing, such a mistake. Every time I do these, I have to go through all the mistakes I made. Third thing we're going to talk about here is monetization. How do I monetize the marketing? Okay, because the more you monetize the marketing, first of all, the more the mind changes. Like, dang, I got $1 from a guy I didn't know. You know how important that money is? See, I'd rather get $1 from someone I didn't know than $100 from someone I do know. Why? Because I got a new client. I got a new guy. So we're going to show you how we break our inventory down so that when I do market, I can market to a massive, massive audience. And how do I take my little vertical? Okay, like I was in automotive. I was consulting car dealers when I was 30 years old. Mm-hmm. How do I take that data there, the information I have, and how do I start sliding over into other industries? So like today we're probably in 60 or 70 different industries, literally getting money from 60 or 70 different industry businesses. So when I talk about monetizing right here, I always get so excited doing this. Okay, so first of all, I want a company paying me, not just individuals. I see a lot of people on the internet, you guys are so dependent upon broke people. Okay, there's 32 million small businesses in America. I have them as a major target. Okay, so this is also going to split up into this. Now money, okay, and tomorrow money. So I want some immediate money today, but I also want some subscription or long-term renewal money. Mm-hmm. Okay, renewal money is vital because it changes my mind about my business. This is going to be the most important thing the entire time. Even when I move through the 5 steps, I'm always trying to do stuff that makes me feel better about what I'm doing and gives me more enthusiasm and confidence to do more. See, the 10X thing is not about, I'm just going to go do 10 times more stuff. Okay, if you just wear yourself out on 10 things and you don't have any victories, 10 things will become 6 things, 6 things will become 4 things, and then 4 things will become 1 thing, and then you're just going to tap out and say, I hate this. And then you'll say something like this, you know, money doesn't make you happy anyway. And the guy that tells you that money won't make you happy has basically gone through that. I'm going to try a bunch of stuff, have no strategy. I'm going to effort, push, struggle. I'm going to get beat up. I'm getting beat up in the marketplace, and I'm getting beat up at home. How many of you are getting beat up at home right now? You're never home. When you come home, you're worn out. You're not spending any time with the kids. Okay? You're getting hammered. And you're like, I'm losing everywhere. I'm losing in the marketplace. I'm losing at home. And so what, 10 becomes 6 things, 6 things become 3 things, 3 things, okay, I'm gonna quit doing so much, 1 thing, and now you don't have the bills to take your kids on a vacation, and now everybody hates your guts. Including you, by the way. You don't like you. Okay, so when I'm marketing, I'm gonna go for companies for sure. Now, no matter what business you're in, I don't care what you sell, there is a company out there. I just did a coaching session with a guy yesterday, he's in the roofing business. He's doing $1 million a year. I put him on track to make 10 million this year, before the end of this year. I gave him literally, he spent $100,000 to spend an hour with me mapping out what he needs to do. Irv, great guy, by the way. Came in here, very humble. He's like, bro, where do you get your drive from? Where do you get this energy? Where do you get your mindset? How do you market to people? They don't know me. I'm in the roofing business. We just laid out the whole thing. How does he monetize along the way? He's in the roofing business where this is a very heavy business. He sprays foam on top of a roof, okay? And he's like, I don't know how I'm gonna do marketing on Instagram. I'm like, oh, bro, that's easy. I mean, I can make that look so good, it'd be unbelievable. Yeah. He's like, but how am I gonna find out I'm in a small market? So we literally mapped out the markets he could go get. He's in a $58 billion industry. I'm like, look, man, you're in a $58 billion industry making $1 million a year. You should be ashamed of yourself, okay? Like, come on, everybody, be ashamed of yourself. If you're in a market that does $58 billion every single year, and he's like, man, Grant, I came in here, I was proud of my $1 million. I said, you got to knock that off, okay? Because your mind is tricking you to think that you're doing good when you don't even exist in this industry. So literally, I'm like, look, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go 1 million to 10 million. Okay, what's my mindset? What's in my way? What was I trained and brought up to believe by my teacher or my priest or my mom or my dad? What did they teach me that is holding me back? That I can't actually think big enough? I can't even get outside the job. I can't even see the opportunity. Then how do I market to that opportunity once I have that? That's so easy today. It's unbelievable. It's free. It costs nothing. It's not regulated. You can literally do it across an entire spectrum of platforms that have spent billions and billions of dollars. I'm talking about all your social platforms. But there's also ad dollars, TV, radio, podcasts, so many different ways to do it. It's phenomenal, okay? So mindset, marketing, monetization. I need money while I'm going along, okay? So where am I going to go? I'm going to show you how to use companies. Then I'm going to show you how to use individuals. We're going to break the individuals down again, by the way. We're going to go now, right? And also tomorrow. Residual to build in renewal money, okay? And then I want to start investing money in other platforms, okay? And I'll show you how to do all this today. I just want you to think like this, right? So in this process, okay, as I'm monetizing, I'm going to need financial intelligence. You want to write this down. The number one reason a business fails, the number one reason a business fails, okay, it gets a little complicated. If you Google it right now, it's going to say, oh, the number one reason a business fails is because they didn't have enough money. They didn't start with what's called seed capital. Mm-hmm. They were undercapitalized. That's not true. That is not why businesses fail. Businesses fail because they don't make sales fast enough. They don't do number three. They didn't monetize. Okay. You need to also understand that when people pay you, when they exchange with you, they're actually agreeing to have a relationship with you. Okay. It actually completes a circle. Like, this is the mindset of a great entrepreneur. But the mindset thing, I'm always going to be looping back to this. These are not separate things that I'm showing you today. Okay. The financial thing. Okay. When I start monetizing, what happens? This is the greatest single, simplest, most misunderstood thing of all business. What I'm getting ready to give you right here. Okay. The biggest, simplest, most miraculous thing in business that is most or least understood. Cash flow. How do I actually cash flow my businesses? Most of you don't know how to cash flow, like you weren't taught. Don't feel bad about it. You're husband and wife. You're a husband and wife and you guys have a joint account. You shouldn't have joint accounts. You should have separate accounts so people can be held accountable for the cash flow. Okay? Because one person might be reckless and the other person's very diligent, and the next thing you're not going to know, hey, where's the money going? Why is the money going out? So it's not about not trusting. My wife and I have separate accounts. I trust my wife implicitly. Okay? She's got access to everything. But I want our accounts to be separate so we can both see what we're doing is working. Okay, and be accountable when it's not working. Do you understand? So I'm always going to be going back to the cash flow. Let's say I get $1 million in an account today. Now what happens? You were broke. You went from broke to $1 million. We monetized and we're on 3. This explains the lottery ticket phenomenon. The guy monetizes, went and bought a ticket, won the ticket, elated. Oh my God, you believe it? I can't believe I won it $1 million or $1 billion. It doesn't matter, okay? You won a bunch of money, right? Now what? Oh, shit. Oh, God dang. Now what do I do? What do I do now? What do I do now? Oh my God, okay? Now you got to start making decisions about how to manage the $1 million. That's why so many people say when they get $1 million that money didn't make them happy. It didn't make them happy because now they don't know what to do with this new thing, okay? Like when you have a baby, oh, what do I do now? Okay, or before that, you got somebody pregnant. It was fun right before that, and then she's like, hey, I'm pregnant. You're like, oh, shit, what do I do now? Now you got a bunch of decisions to make. You don't know how to manage. Finance is about management, okay? It's about how do I manage something that I've been put in charge of, okay? This coffee, how do I manage this coffee now that I have it? Well, I got to drink it before it goes cold, otherwise I'm going to throw it away. Then I got to get rid of the cup, and then it's going to be a trash can. The trash can's going to mount up. All this stuff requires responsibility. I spent 17 years in school, 5 years to get an accounting degree. And what I will teach you guys, May 28th, 29th, and 30th, April 28th, 20 days from now, what I will teach you on the second day about finance, you could go to Harvard, Yale, and MIT, UCLA, and throw in another one. McNeese State University, where I was.
Hey, McNeese.
And you ain't going to learn what I'm going to teach you there.
Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Okay? This is basically a wealth creation formula. It's this phenomenal way to start with some nothing. Okay? If you watch me on Undercover Billionaire, I built a $5.5 million business in 90 days during COVID with no money, no credit cards. Like, I don't know why you guys think you got to go use a credit card or why you got to borrow money. I had another coaching call this week. The lady wants to go borrow money to start a business that doesn't have any income. I'm like, you're crazy. You would never do that. She needs a job, by the way. She doesn't need to be starting a business that she doesn't know will even work, okay? And she certainly doesn't need to go start a business if she doesn't know about these 5 things and what's in her way. How are you going to market it? How are you going to monetize it? How are you going to manage the finances once you get them? When do you invest in other projects? How much money do you store? How much money do you save? How much money do you invest? When does your earned income, okay? One of the things that one of the goals for me, and this changed my life, was when I said, hey, I want my passive income. Passive income is money I'm not working for. I made a decision to do something, okay, to equal my earned income. So if I'm making $6,000 of earned income, your first target should be, I need $6,000 of passive income to equal $12,000. Okay, very, very difficult to do this, by the way. So when you guys are like, I need a second job. Why? Why do you need a second job? Well, I need some more money. I can't pay my rent. That is not the reason to go get a second job. I mean, it's a rent reason, but what's it going to do to your mindset? You're going to go do a second job. Watch what happens. You pick up another $300 or $400 at the second job. You're tired. You come home, you pay your rent. You're still broke. So what happens? See, you're back to this. Shit, this ain't worth it. And then you start figuring, you know what, I'm just going to move in with my mom. I'm going to quit my lease when it's up and I'm going to go back and live with mom. That'll solve my problems. Now what happens? Now you live with your mom again. Okay, and you're like, oh, my mindset's terrible. And your income keeps going down. So this thing, we can't get away from any of these 5 things that I'm going to be talking to you about. And the last one is number 5. I don't have room to write it up here. I probably do. I can get it in here. I'm going to sneak it in here. Scale. Now, I didn't learn about scale until about 7, 8, 9 years ago. I was just thinking about how to make money. And I was thinking about how to make money, not because I wanted a better, bigger car or a shiny ring or a watch or necklace for my wife. I was trying to get financial freedom. Okay. Let me ask you, you guys in the chat, just throw down there. Why do you want more money? Why would you want more money? What is the reason I have more money? Freedom, freedom. Look at freedom, man. Legacy, freedom, freedom. Look at all the freedoms. Yeah. So then what does freedom mean, right? What does it mean to you that you would have?
Financial freedom. Arabelle Marquez, freedom. Rosalind, lifestyle. Else to get educated more. Josh, freedom.
Somebody said assets.
A lot of people saying freedom.
Yeah, a lot of people saying assets. Okay, if I had money, if I had more money, I could buy assets. So I'll just show you a little thing, and then we'll get. I'm not even into the
meat
yet, man. So I'm just showing you the overall 5 things we're looking for. You can't get away from these, and you can't argue with them. I mean, you can argue with them if you want to. You can't show me a business that doesn't do this. Okay. The business, the department, the division, the relationship, the husband and wife are going to be as healthy as their mindset. We don't have enough time. I never have enough time. Dude, well, you're going to keep having a time problem. Okay. Number 2, the 2 biggest problems people have in a relationship is time and money. I don't have time. I don't have time. I never get enough time with you. We don't have any time. We never have time with the kids. We never have time. I ain't got time. I don't have time. Yeah, and you don't have money either. Because if you have enough money, you'll have time. Like the people that have the most money have the most time. So when you guys don't have time and money, to me, this is the deal right here. Time and money. This is the 2 biggest complaints people have. Let me tell you why they have these 2 biggest complaints. A man told me once, he's like, Grant, the things you complain about are the things you don't use correctly. I said, excuse me? He's like, look, you're always complaining about you don't have time, you don't have money. I said, yeah, that's right. He's like, because, this sensei said, you don't invest time and money. At that time, I was probably 40, 41 years old. Had a coach, And the guy's like, look, man, you're making a lot of money and then you just save it. If you save money, what do you have to do with your time? In order to save the money, okay? Remember the guy that won the $1 million? The guy won $1 million. Now what's he worried about? I'm gonna buy a house for the mama. I'm gonna buy a house for myself. I'm gonna buy a car that I look good, and then you're out of money again. Oh, by the way, you owe $400,000 in taxes. They probably took that out, huh? They probably took it out. So, but he doesn't know how to manage this money, right? So, if I give you $1 million and you know how to manage the million, okay, and you went and bought, let's say, a $5 million business that produced another $500,000 a year in income, that should be what the guy did. He invested $1 million in a business that's worth $5 million, that pays him another $500,000 a year, that pays all his expenses and gives him time. Okay, so he starts buying the maid. Somebody washes his car. Okay, he starts investing money in advertising so that more people know him. Okay, so at some point in the future, the money should get him more time, if he knows how to manage his finances and if he knows how to scale. Mm-hmm. Let's say he took this $500,000 and he got an assistant, he got a COO, he got somebody to do his books for him, okay, and he bought some people that did marketing. Now watch what happens now. Let's say he spends the entire $500,000 in this new business to hire a sales team and put in some procedures. Okay, now he was keeping all the money for himself. He had $500,000 coming to himself. He got $1 million over here, $1 million score, and he took the money because he had confidence in himself, in his ability to monetize, to market, to scale, to manage, to be financially prudent. Because he had that confidence, he invested in a second business over here rather than getting a second job. He had a job, he got some money, and boom, dumped it into some real estate or dumped it into another business or became a partner in something. And this thing kicks off $500,000 a year. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna keep my 500. This is what I was doing. Okay, I got a good job, I make a lot of money, and then I have this other $40,000 a month coming in. I'm like, oh, I'm good. But I was saving all this. Why was I saving it? Because I didn't know how to market, I didn't know how to monetize, and I didn't know how to scale. And then somebody said, dude, you don't need this money. Okay, what you need is the time. Take the money, give it to these people to run another business or to make this business better. Invest the entire 500. Let's say it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say I'm making just for
$200,000 a person.
What do you mean?
Oh, you only got $500,000, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not going to pay. I don't have to pay them all 200. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I got $500,000. I give the entire $500,000 to these people. They should produce something more than what this company was producing, right? And even if they didn't, check this out. I'm not doing it. They are. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys this question right now. I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Okay, these are to find out where you're thinking right now. Would you rather the $500,000 and do the work? Or would you rather give the $500,000 to somebody else and have them do the work? Keep in mind, this is the second flow here. This is not the first flow. You already got your first flow going. You're not walking away from your first flow. You're doing whatever you're doing. Okay? You're making $125,000 a year or $80,000 a year. You came into some money. And now I'm going to invest that money or I'm going to keep it. My mama kept it. Because my mama didn't know how to scale, she didn't know how to market, she didn't know how to monetize, she did not know these principles about how to build something. If I gave you the $500,000 of new income, would you keep it for yourself, okay? Or would you share it with others? Would you rather the money or would you rather your time? Now, the right answer clearly is what?
People.
But you won't do it if you have the wrong mental mindset. Okay, if you have money problems start right here. I make $1 million, I spend $1 million. That is a degenerate. I'm gonna sit down and gamble at a blackjack table. I got $100 and I'm gonna spend $500. You're a degenerate. You got a money problem. Now, on the other side of that degenerate is the guy that never spends any money. He's a miser. He's got $1 million and will never spend a penny. He splits dinners with everybody. Okay. He has a party and says, bring your own bottle, bring your own chicken. We'll have a barbecue. Like, he's cheap. The reason he's cheap, and I'm telling you from personal experience, I was cheap for 45 years of my life. I'm so frugal. I still err on the side of like, I don't know if I should do this. Like dumb shit, like stuff that doesn't even matter.
You buy all your clothes on sale. He won't buy any clothes. If it's not on
like,
sale,
well,
he
why?
won't buy it.
Yeah, so I'm just a very frugal person, right? Why? Because I came up from a money scarcity. My mom grew up in the Great Depression. And she told me stories over and over and over again. Well, I've been waiting for a Great Depression for 50 years and it hadn't happened. Might be around the corner though.
Yeah.
It could be coming right now. I'm a little worried right now. But anyway, I'm being conservative. Why? Because I don't have confidence. I don't have confidence in my game plan. Now, you got to get yourself, if you suffer from scarcity, if you grew up in scarcity the way I did, okay, just put in the link, put in the chat, scarcity. Money doesn't grow on trees. Penny saved is a penny earned. Look at this, man, okay? We can't afford that. Every time you went to the store, Mama, can I have this? Can't afford that. Hey, Mama, can we get this? Can't have that, okay? Okay, Jared, what do you tell your kids right now? What's that thing you say to them?
I don't care.
I don't care. Jared tells his kid. The kid's like, blah, 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 blah. I don't care, Jared says. So what do the kids start to say? I don't care, Papa. Yeah. Okay? So I can't afford it. We can't afford it. We can't have it. It's too much. We don't need it. You're going to not use it. All those things that your kids, that you as a kid were told, we can't afford it. We can't afford it. We can't afford it. We can't afford it. I can't do it. We can't do it. It's not time. All those things get ingrained into you as an adult when you go and manage your business, okay? Now, I have the disease. Some of you don't seem to have it, but it looks like most of the room does. The two people I'm gonna bring in today, I'm gonna be asking them, bro, how'd you get this money mindset? Second question, okay? Would you rather the money or would you rather the time? Understanding, by the way, when I spend the 500, when I invest the 500, I should get more money, which would get me more what? Would actually create more time. Mm-hmm. Now, the quality of time you have is really in question. Okay, is the time in depression or is the time with friends that you love on the back of a yacht off the coast of France? Again, we're going to go back to what now? Dude, what do I deserve? Okay, what do I deserve? What does me and my wife deserve? What are the memories I'm going to want to have with my children? Okay, are they a Vail on a skiing, and we're having a great time? You know, what is it? What experience are you guys having? You don't need to spend money, by the way, to have a great time. You could go camping up in the redwoods in Big Sur. One of the best trips I ever had in my life. Didn't cost anything, but it did cost me time.
Yeah. And
I had to get there, by the way, and I still had to eat, and we got to be safe and all that, right? So you understand what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the money so much as the loop of confidence. Okay, we can do this. If you've ever been on a trip, your dream trip, you went to Aruba or you went to Hawaii or you went to Dubai.
Mykonos.
The Mykonos. Okay, and you're like, I cannot wait to do this trip. But every time you look at the cost of the hotel while you're booking the trip, you're like, oh my God. Oh, I got to bring a nanny. Oh my God, maybe we shouldn't bring the nanny. Okay, that's not a fun trip right now. You're literally destroying your trip. Why? Because of the limitation, the mindset, the problems, the scarcity thinking. I don't have enough money to do this, and you might actually, it might not be time for you to take this trip. When do you actually get to have this score and do your thing? Johnny, what are you playing? You playing a video? So when do you get to do the stuff that you deserve to do? Okay, if you've ever suffered planning a trip and suffered before the trip while you're booking the rooms, you know what I'm talking about. You looked at the hotel, you went to the little thing, the hotel finder. I always start at the most expensive hotels and then go down. Okay, where's the best deal? Where's the best deal? Anybody can do what I've done. Anybody, I believe that. Like anybody says, oh, you think anybody can do what you've done? 1,000%, I don't care what you know, where you've been, what you've been through. You've been in jail. You have no money, no credit, beat up completely. If you learned what I learned in the last just 10 years, okay, here's the question. Would you rather 1 million friends or $1 million? You have 5 seconds to make your decision, and you will get either 1 million friends or $1 million. Okay, be honest. Be honest. I'm telling you, I'm going to give you $1 million right now. 22 pounds of $100 bills. I love the stack. And nothing looks better than some bricks. Right? Huh?
You here.
Okay. Which would you rather have? Okay, because the right answer is this. But most people would not take this. Literally, if I put $1 million in front of you right now, and I said 1 million friends, most of you would take the $1 million. You would make the mistake. If I convert just 5% of these people to a $100 product, how much would that be?
2 zeros on the back end.
$5 million.
10 million.
If I convert 5% of 1 million people to a $100 product, that'd be $5 million. If I took 2% of the entire group and converted them to a $100 product every month, okay, that would be 2,000 times 1,200. That'd be another, what, how much is that?
2%.
And $100 is $2 million. 20,000 times $100.
$2 million a month.
Yeah.
That's $29 million. 1 million people. If I only converted 5% of them to 100 and 2% of them to 100 a month, I'd make a $29 million score. That is why I'm telling you guys, that's the scaling and the mindset. These 5 things are hung together.